And we can see the wind is still definitely a factor here. As you mentioned, Tony, the long top fuel dragsters will get some side push because of the simple kind of surface area, the length of the bodies. As on the racetrack now, Brittany Force and Steve Torrance, a half dozen championships. We had them all together between the two of them. Capco Contractors, top fuel dragster. Two-time winner here at Route 66, a runner-up as well over the course of his career. Brittany Force and the Monster Energy top fuel dragster across the racetrack. We just saw an 80, so that always begs the question, what else could be out there?
More. There should be more. Track temperatures come down. You notice both of these cars do not have those side wings.
Ooh, yeah,
which
right.
Justin Ashley's did. So I think it's going to be interesting. Interesting tuning decision for the tuners.
Brittany's car pulled the wheels up off the ground, and they are going to go down 383, 327 miles per hour. 410 and 227 for Steve Torrance. It looked more aggressive than that.
Yeah, and I think for Brittany, I believe her car started a misfire cylinder from the 8th mile to the finish line, so that slowed her acceleration down. It could have potentially scrubbed a good amount of laps time off. And for Steve Torrance, you can see his car didn't lose traction. I believe he could feel that car. Maybe it sounded like it was laboring. You could see the misfiring cylinder, the piece of garbage blowing across the track. But
garbage.
Steve Torrance, you can see it black tracking, spinning the tires. He just has a good feel for the car, knew that it wasn't going to give them what they wanted.
In qualifying, none of the last two races we saw, as good as they were, went to number one. This is a town that knows a thing or two about gangsters. Doug Coletta, the man is a gangster.
He thugged out off the starting line, but it doesn't matter. He's qualifying. He's racing against the clock. Once that front tire breaks the beam, that starts his time. He still gets to the finish line quicker than anyone, breaking, obliterating the track record.
Obliterating the track record. So for Doug Coletta, someone will have to rise up and be his Elliott Ness as we get ready for final qualifying. Looking at this order, and on the starting line is a car that defines peak performance. This, of course, the Monster Energy top fuel dragster of Brittany Force and the Hardwood Planning Group top fuel dragster of Warsaw, Indiana's Kyle Wurtzel. Wurtzel's car, a major explosion. Brittany goes 378 at 290. It has been a very disappointing weekend for Brittany Force. That's going to leave him 12th. More about what the aims are of Justin Ashley's team with Bruno.
You know, Brian, traditionally that team starts really fast. They usually get way up in the point standings and get a big jump on things. This year, though, they took a little bit of a premeditated step back to make sure that they had what it takes to finish strong at the end of the season. That's been their shortcoming as of late. A lot of that came to development with clutch discs, clutch packs, and that technology there. So they had enough to get them through the course of the season. They feel now they're at a point, though, that they can run where they need to be and start building off to this point at the end of the year.
Like Tony taking a premeditated step toward the cookies in the hotel. They've planned that out.
And I left them there, believe it or not. It's 62 degrees. It's a very pleasant day. 94 degrees on the track. That means that the horsepower that this monster car has made in the past, they can really utilize it. It's the most dangerous car on the bottom side of the ladder.
Brittany Force pedals, smokes the tires, and Justin Ashley goes 370 at 336.49. Boy, oh boy, is it a fast first round. And oh, by the way, an 0:18 reaction time just to put a finishing punch on it.
For Brittany Force, look, she took a shot, but this is what Justin Ashley does so well. You amp a guy like this up, but that's a sign of respect, in my opinion. Racing Brittany Force, you have a good car, you know it's consistent, but you just don't know if they're going to hit their lick in the other lane. So he just wanted to add a little tariff on the starting line. It worked well, and that's the beauty of being so quick for Justin Ashley.
So Brittany Force now has 2 clean runs on the day, goes 83 low ET and top speed so far in the hottest conditions we've seen. David Grubnick knows how to make power. It looks like David Grubnick knows how to get a hold of a hot racetrack right now.
Yes, that's been our goal. That's been our focus for the last couple of years, is these hot racetracks is where we can't seem to perform well. So to come out here running 89 and 83 back-to-back, we still get one more, puts us in a really good position. But I'm feeling confident in the Chevy accessory team and looking forward to tomorrow.
Brittany Force has been tearing along this year. Her team racking up another #1 qualifier here. in the heat of Virginia in that Chevrolet Accessories Top Fuel Dragster. 383.9 at 327 miles an hour with her father, John Force, looking on in the starting line. And crew chief David Grubnick, with his normally concerned look on his face, was worried somebody would get around him, but they didn't in the...
Brittany Force has proven she can be quick and fast in any conditions. In Epping, she runs down a slew of 340-mile-an-hour runs to get the Wally. This weekend, it's hot and nasty, and you're number one qualifier. The reward for the number one qualifier is you get the national points leader in the opening round. It usually doesn't play out this way, Brittany, but that's the hand you're dealt. How do you guys approach this first-round matchup?
Well, right now there's two ways to look at it. You know, you look at it in the negative way and you think, we finally qualify number one. This is great for the Chevrolet team, and we face the points leader, Tony Stewart, in round one. Or the way we're going to look at it, he's the points leader. No one better than to chase him down, take him out in first round is our ultimate plan.
And it's been an emotional weekend for the Force family. Obviously, we're 1 year removed from John's horrendous accident here, and they actually had one of John's caretakers, one of his nurses at the racetrack that was so instrumental at the early stages of his recovery after his wreck in Richmond. It has been an emotional thing to watch, but his teams are firing on all cylinders and representing that legendary name oh so well.
You got a couple of real big matchups, Doug Coletta and Antron Brown. I don't think anybody saw that one coming, but don't forget about Steve Torrance and a very tough Josh Hart.
And a big matchup here. It is the number 14 and number 1 qualifiers, Brittany Force and the Chevrolet Accessories Top Fueler. And here comes Tony Stewart wearing the American Rebel Light beer colors along with Dodge, Johnson's Horsepower Garage, Renai, and more. The American Rebel Light onboard camera showing a short burnout at a very hot racetrack, which is the normal practice. We look at our top fuel standings after final qualifying yesterday. Tony Stewart leads the field, meaning nationally, ahead of Sean Langdon by 72 points, Antron Brown 140. If Stewart can keep this up, he is definitely going to make a payday for himself, as the NHRA is a now regular season giant bonus for the points leader after the U.S. Nationals. Tony, 150 grand on the line, and Tony Stewart can smell it.
Yeah, and I like this abbreviated burnout. On a hot day like today, you don't need that temperature in the tire. We'll go down to Bruno.
Talking with Neil Strasbaugh this morning about yesterday, he said simply our hot weather tune-up from Bristol didn't play out here due to the difference in elevation as well as barometric pressure. We needed last night to go back, look at data, take a breath, and hit the reset button, come out with a different game plan here today.
And that is a game plan that they're going to have to hope to work. It looked like I was tuning the thing yesterday. It didn't go 50 feet in 3 runs. Here we go. It's looking a whole lot better today, and Stewart is marching away down the drag strip, and Tony Stewart, out of the depths of despair, 387, 318 miles an hour, and that is a free pass to the semifinals. He'll have a bye in round 2.
Well, they've earned it, and regardless of what they did or didn't do or didn't achieve in qualifying, it wasn't likely that this tuner wasn't going to miss 3 consecutive runs where the car lost traction. You can see incrementally he was ahead by 0.04 of a second at 330 feet. And for Tony Stewart, off the starting line, slightly ahead of Brittany Force, and continued to pull away.
And there's a look by a car length with the flames up.